everyone, welcome back to my vlog. I'm Robin, or Hobbit Reading List, and this week we are trying to still finish my June TBR. I really kind of screwed myself over here. We're gonna try to get back on track this week and really dial in, because I have plans I would like to get to. So let's get into it. Alright, so I've still not read. It's Tuesday night. I've had a very long, annoying day, and I'm still doing work. So, my plan is, honestly, I'll probably not read The Prince of Betty till Thursday. I'm just going to acknowledge that. It sucks, but I'm acknowledging it. I am going to start listening to Heart of Darkness tomorrow. The version, or am I? I just remembered I put a hold on the version that I liked from the library, but I haven't gotten notified yet. So I will probably have to explore the free versions on Audible. My plan is still to start Heart of Darkness tomorrow. From what I can tell, it's only 5 to 6 hours long. So honestly, I should finish it Friday. But that's sort of my plan right now. And my goal is just to finish The Prince of Betty by this weekend. One, because we're recording the podcast episode, so I need to. But two, so that for next week's vlog, I can do one of the themes that I had in mind. So that's the plan. I'm going to go because I'm not having a good day. But I wanted to put it down what my plan was so that I can see if I can stick to it. So, we'll see. Hey everyone. So, I've still not read, technically. I did start listening to Heart of Darkness. I'm about 25% through. I listened to about an hour yesterday because it is super dry. It is so dry. I am going to get through it because it's a novella. I only have 2.5 hours left. If it was a straight up novel with 5 hours of audiobook left, I would DNF it so hard and so fast. Yesterday, I stopped listening to a chapter in the middle of it and then listened to the rest of it on my way home because I just couldn't focus at all. Part of that is just the mood that I'm in, but so that's about it. When I get home tonight, I have my writing date with Ellis, but I think I'm just gonna read during it because, look, this week has been hard. I've not been in a good space this week, and I need to finish reading The Prince and Betty by Saturday, and so I think that's pretty much all I can do. But I'm going to run to the store because I am still trying to find a drink that I like enough that will replace Diet Coke, because I'm really trying to stop drinking Diet Coke. And so I'm going to go look at, my personal trainer recommended that I look at Liquid Death because it's healthier. And they have some flavored seltzers and teas that I hadn't looked at before. So I'm going to go look at that. And hopefully next time you see me, I will actually have a reading update. Okay, I have finally finished a book. I feel like it's been so long since I finished. It's been a week. But to me, that's actually a very long time, because I am usually able to read 2 a week, but okay. So, The Prince and Betty. It's not the worst Wodehouse that I've read. However, I think I may have mentioned it. My dad had told me that the story was very similar to the book that we're reading next month, July, which is Smith Journalist, which he had warned me about because I hate Smith as a character. And so I was a little prepared, but there is a character in The Prince and Betty who goes by Smith, who it is the Smith that I don't like, which means I'm essentially getting Smith 2 months in a row, or I guess twice in 1 month, if we want to be real about it. And I hate that. He's so annoying. He's so pretentious. I guess I should be thankful that the story, like, he wasn't the main character, which I have a feeling he will be in Smith Journalist. Obviously. Okay, so here's the thing. Take Smith out of it. The story starts with Betty, who is summoned to this little island off of France by her stepfather, which she goes to. And then it switches perspective to John, who doesn't get along with his uncle. He gets sacked by his uncle. His uncle gives him his inheritance, so they never have to see each other again. And then he's approached by a guy who tells him that he's actually a prince of an island off of France. And so he also goes to the island that Betty went to. And turns out Betty and John know each other. They met years ago, and they got along really well. So here's the thing. That whole plot with the island off of France doesn't really matter. Like, doesn't really matter that John is a prince. Doesn't really factor into the end result, except, like, building up a relationship, kinda, with Betty's stepfather, but, like, it's still not necessary. Like, the end result of the book could have happened without John being a prince and without them going to Mervo, which is the island. Like, that could have all happened in a different way that would have felt more cohesive. And so, like, I think that's the part that really, like, bothered me, because I felt like that really wasn't, like, it didn't need to happen. And I didn't mind the story about Mervo, but it felt pointless. So, yeah, that was annoying. I didn't like the stepfather. I didn't like Smith. I didn't like a lot of the side characters. The only side character that I really did like was a gangster who was obsessed with animals and played with cats half the scenes. I really liked him. He was fun. But otherwise, So, yeah. I'm really not looking forward to Smith Journalist, because I think it's the same story about the newspaper part, which I didn't even talk about. But I don't want to... That's getting more into, like, into the book. And if you don't mind spoilers, check out my dad and I's podcast that will come out August 1st about this book. So, yeah, disappointing. So I gave it 3 stars. I just rated it. And I kind of feel like it should be lower. Like, I'm looking at some of my numbers, I'm like, maybe I've been too nice. Because compared to the other books I have rated at a 3-star, like, I'm looking at them. Okay, so I have another Wodehouse book that is rated a 3-star. I think that one's better than this. And maybe it's recency bias, but negatively. I think I am going to drop it down to a 2.5, which kind of makes me, like, nervous about what I will end up rating Smith Journalist. I officially changed it. It's 2.5 now. So I'm going to go record this podcast episode with my dad. Can't wait to see what discussions we get into. And I will talk with you guys later. Well, hopefully I will talk about how I finished reading Heart of Darkness. Because I haven't listened to it since Wednesday. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this somewhat quick. Bastion is. I knew that was gonna happen. I saw him as soon as I pressed record. He came over, made a little sound. I knew he was gonna jump on the tree. All right, but he seems content to just slightly tilt my camera. Hi. Every morning. Gotcha. Say hi. You wanna say hi? That's a good boy. Okay, anyway, I meant for this to be a quick recording. He's fucking up my camera. Okay, I've moved it slightly, although if he moves, it's precarious. I meant for this to be a quick recording, but Bastion and now Reese, today's gonna be chaotic if I'm starting my morning with cats. In addition to finishing The Prince and Betty by P.G. Wodehouse yesterday, I then started physically reading Heart of Darkness from where I had finished with the audiobook. I read literally 10 pages. So I wouldn't say it was woo, although that was 20 minutes of audio, so that's cool. I will listen to the audiobook on my way to and from work today. And then whatever I don't finish, I will try to physically read tonight so that I can just get it done. Not enjoying it, kind of boring. But what can you do? We went over to our friend's house last night, and the boys started watching MMA fighting. Which I guess is what they do when there are no other sports that they like on TV, because it's the middle of summer. So I started reading whatever book I had on my Kindle app on my phone, which is Late Night Love by, oh crap, I forgot her name completely. The book is up, so you'll see it. I forgot her name. I will look. She's someone that I follow on Bookstagram, and her book came out in April? I want to say March. It's been a minute. But I did go ahead and buy it, and I've had it just sitting there. And when I first gotten it, I had read I don't know, the first chapter, which was 15 pages or something. So I started reading it yesterday. Now I'm at 70%. Late Night Love is a romance. It's a contemporary romance inspired by SNL. And so it takes place at Live from New York, which is a sketch comedy show that is, I'm pretty sure every Friday, or I guess it's Saturday. It would be every Saturday. Every Saturday night. Our main character, Emily, is a writer, and she's always wanted to be on Live from New York, but she's very funny. She kind of pushes limits a little bit, or just blows right past them sometimes. But she is also very aware that she doesn't fit the stereotypical mold. She's curvy, she's anxious, she's a perfectionist, and that comes out very aggressive and bossy, and so she has alienated a lot of people that she works with. But she is a very good writer, and she slips in a joke on the weekend update segment that was not necessarily approved, and while it is a good joke, it leads to a ripple effect, which kind of leads to her getting a promotion, but also a punishment, because she has to work with Chris, who is very charming and attractive, but she thinks is a coward because he never stood up to the person that she unintentionally got fired with her joke. And so she never really liked him, and he thinks that she's too aggressive, she's a perfectionist, she's isolating, but they have to work together. And she becomes the new host of the Weekend Update, and in working together, they do start out legitimately enemies, but start to notice that they actually work well together, that they do have some things in common. And they start, having genuine affection and feelings and stuff like that. I'm really enjoying it, actually. It's a lot of fun. I'm not really a SNL girly, but I like this. So I think because it's about the behind the scenes and not about the actual sketches, because I don't really care for sketches that much. But I I really like it. I'm at 70%. I am bringing Heart of Darkness with me to work because I have like a 2.5 hour break between meetings. But I will probably use that time to finish Late Night Love first because I'm curious because there has to be a conflict coming up. Like, I'm at 70%. Things have happened between Emily and Chris, and there has to be another conflict. But that's about it. I do have to go to work. I'm late. But I wanted to update you. I have read, thank God, because this week was slow. Hopefully next week is better. Okay, so it is Monday. Bastion is just staring at me. Yes, I'm still using the cat tree, even though I know he's going to end up moving because he's going to feel like I'm talking too much and he's going to run away and knock my camera down. It's fine. It makes it exciting. He's just staring at me. Anyway, I finished reading Late Night Love by Chayla Wolfberg, and that's the author's name. I really enjoyed it. There were a couple things I had issues with or that I felt like were too kind of like cliche. I felt like the reconciliation scene at the end was like a bit much. The whole reconciliation thing after the third act conflict, I would say that is a bit much. But overall, I enjoyed the book, which I do find surprising because, one, it's a straight romance, and like, I don't read a ton of straight romances. They're not really my thing. But two, it was inspired by Saturday Night Live, as I explained when I was giving the summary earlier. I've never really been a Saturday Night Live person. I think I mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of sketches. And so the fact that I enjoyed this book so much, like, is very surprising. But I don't know, I guess I like the behind the scenes stuff more than like the actual sketch show. So, but I really liked the relationship dynamic and the shift from enemies to friends to lovers between Emily and Chris. I thought it was really fun. Like, it was very, like, it was a compulsive read. I read 70% of it in 4 hours. So like I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I gave it 4 stars. So it was a great time. Next time Kayla publishes something, I'll probably read it. So other than that, I did listen to more of Heart of Darkness. I believe I listened to about an hour yesterday. So I'm officially in the 3rd part, which there's only 3 parts. And I looked it up. I have 30 pages left. I'm going to stop listening to the audiobook. The book itself is very dry. And then combined with the narrator, one, I haven't been sleeping well. So listening to it in the morning is hard. But two, it was literally like making like, and I'm driving. So I'm going to stop listening to it, but I am going to take it with me to work for, I told my dad this, I'm going to take it with me to work for the rest of the month so that I can still finish it before the month is over. And my dad was like, there's 16 days left. You don't think you'll be done before then? I'm like, nah, man. Like, those pages are long. Like, it's a normal size paperback. It's not a mass paperback. It's a little bit taller. But I was listening at one point yesterday and trying to figure out like where I was in the physical book to put my bookmark. And like 10 minutes of the audiobook at 1.25 speed was 2 pages. That's ridiculous. And I can't even say that I would read it any faster because I did read 10 pages Saturday. That took me a while. So yeah, it'll probably take me the rest of the month, but that's okay. I'll still get it done. Yeah, so that was my reading week. It was a pretty slow week. I unfortunately had some books that I wasn't really that interested in, and that really killed my motivation. But I'm very excited for what I have going on next week, and I'm really excited to get into that. So I'm going to wrap this vlog up. Thank you for watching. If you have read Heart of Darkness, please let me know what you thought. Maybe give me a summary. Like, I read the Wikipedia summary, but I'm like, I don't remember half this stuff, which makes me think that I'm not actually listening, which is why I'm switching over to reading it physically. Like the video, subscribe, click the notification bell, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. And next week's vlog, I'm very excited for. So I will see you guys then. Bye.